Success isn't something you chase. It's not a goal you sprint after, hoping to catch it. Success is something you attract by the person you become. So the question is, who are you becoming? If you want to change your life, you don't start with your bank account or your circumstances. You start with you. Work on your mindset. Build your skills. Develop the disciplines that shape a better future. It's not easy, but let me remind you, what's simple to do is also simple not to do. In this short session, we're going to unpack the skills, ideas, and principles that will change the way you think, act, and live. Remember, life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And that change, it starts with you. Here is the first one: learn to be a better reader. It's one of the most valuable skills you can ever develop. You might say, I've never been good at reading, or I just don't know how to read well. That's okay. You can start where you are and improve. When I first started, I was terrible at reading. I had to admit it. I had to take classes just to get better. I had to go through reading improvement courses. My memory was weak, my comprehension was poor, and I couldn't pick up new skills easily. I was at the bottom of the ladder. But here's the thing. Being at the bottom doesn't mean staying there. I learned, I worked at it, and I improved. Now, let me share something exciting about becoming a better reader. It's a skill you can develop. You don't have to be born with it. You can learn it. And once you do, it opens doors, big doors. Here's the next key under better reader. Here's what's worth doing. Learn to read the right books. Where can you find them? The library. I spent hours in the library checking out books that changed my life. I read books about wealth, economics, philosophy, happiness, and even the meaning of life. I picked up ideas, gained insights, and gathered knowledge. And do you know what happened? My thinking changed. My income changed. My future changed. Here is the next key under better reader. Now you might say, I don't want to be a bookworm. Let me challenge that. What's wrong with being a bookworm? A bookworm isn't someone to pity. It's someone to admire. Why? Because they're connected to the wisdom of centuries. They've got access to the ideas of the greatest minds from the 16th, 17th, and 18th centuries, ideas that are still transforming lives today. If you're not reading, you're cutting yourself off from those treasures. Here's the next key under better reader. Learn to read a book a week. That's an incredible target to aim for. I used to read a book a week. And here's the exciting part. It was so much easier than I thought. You might say, I can't do that. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can. You absolutely can. And when you do, here's what happens. It won't take long before you become well-read. It won't take long before you become a valuable person. It won't take long before you're the one people look to for answers. It won't take long before you become the expert, the authority, the leader. What a difference it makes to set this goal and follow through. Now. Here's the next key under better reader. Learn to choose the right books. This is critical. The classics, those timeless works of wisdom, are valuable. You might say, I'm not into classics. Well, you should be. The classics have endured because they hold ideas and lessons that never go out of style. I remember asking someone what kind of books they liked, and they said, the kind you put down and never pick back up. Funny, but that's not the goal. The goal is to find books you can't put down because they're so valuable. Learn to choose books that will shape your thinking, expand your vision, and give you the tools to grow. Seek recommendations. I do it all the time. There's nothing better than a good book suggested by someone you trust. Here's the next key under better reader. Build your own library. Now, here's a big one. Have a library in your house, not just for show, but for use. Your library should be your personal workshop, a place where you prepare, study, reflect, and expand your knowledge. I've got a library in my home, and it's one of my greatest tools. When I step into my library, I step into a place where ideas come alive. I study, I read, I think, I dream. It's where I go to understand mysteries, unravel secrets, and grow wiser. If you don't already have a library, start building one. Even if it's small, it's the beginning of something powerful. A workshop for your mind. Here's the next key under Better Reader. Reread your books. Here's a lesson I learned the hard way. Read your books a second time. The first time you read a book, you miss so much. I've gone back to books I thought I knew well, only to discover treasures I overlooked the first time. It's like finding gold you didn't even know was there. So don't just read a book once. Go back to it. And don't wait too long. Every few years, revisit those great books that shaped your thinking. You'll be amazed at how much more you'll pick up the second, third, or even fourth time around. That's a key part of lifelong learning. Here's the last key under Better Reader: teach what you learn. Here's one of the greatest skills you can develop. Teach what you learn. As soon as you finish a book, share it. Teach it to someone who needs the knowledge. Share it with a friend, a colleague, or anyone hungry for growth. When you teach, two things happen. You help others, and you lock the lessons into your own mind. The faster you teach it, the longer you'll remember it. This one, habit. Teaching what you learn will multiply your growth, expand your influence, and transform your life. It'll make you richer in knowledge, more powerful in understanding, and unstoppable in your pursuit of success. Now, let me share with you a few keys to productivity, simple ideas that can make a big difference in how you work and what you achieve. Here they are. First, set the table for productivity. Have everything ready. Your tools, your equipment, your paperwork, your desk, your office. Be prepared. Don't waste time getting ready. Be ready if you're ready. Have your workshop set up, your materials in place, and your environment primed for action. When you're ready to perform, you don't have to pause. You're ready to go, ready to move, ready to achieve. Preparation is the first key to productivity. Next, find a place to work. This is essential. One of the questions I get asked often is, how do you get started when you need to get started? My answer is simple: find a place to work. And often the best places aren't the obvious ones. It could be a library, a study, a room in your house, a desk in the corner, or a quiet space where you can focus. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it has to be yours. A place where you can think, plan, and create without distraction. Solitude and focus are powerful productivity tools. Next, work with vigor. Work with vigor. Bring energy, enthusiasm, and excitement to what you're doing. Be so motivated by your task that you can't help but dive in. When you're energized, it shows in your work. You feel it. You come alive, you step up and say, I'm ready. Let's do this. Working with vigor transforms ordinary tasks into extraordinary accomplishments. Next, develop your skills. Work on your skills. Skill building is how you grow, how you become valuable, how you change your future. When you invest in your skills, you're not just working for today, you're building tomorrow. And here's the secret. Personal development. Focus on personal development. Don't neglect it, because it's one of the most valuable investments you'll ever make. Here's the truth. It doesn't take long to change your life. It doesn't take long to increase your income, elevate your results, or become more confident and capable. It starts with small changes in your daily habits. You don't have to wish for success. You can build it. Start working on your personal development, and in no time, you'll see a difference. Next, make the changes today. Remember this, you don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You don't have to hope for a better day, a better year, or a better life. All you have to do is make a few simple changes, and you can start tomorrow. These small adjustments compound over time, creating big results. Next, work to completion. Don't leave things undone. Don't leave loose ends hanging. I knew a speaker once, a great seminar presenter. After one of his seminars, I thought, wow, what a fantastic presentation. But then I had the opportunity to work with him, and I noticed something troubling. After the seminar ended, he'd leave everything scattered. Notes, materials, equipment. Just left it all behind. No cleanup, no follow through. He didn't work to completion. Here's what he didn't realize. A little neglect starts a process. And that process, if unchecked, leads to decay. A small oversight turns into a pile of problems. That pile begins to erode the foundation. A little neglect becomes a big mess. Here's what's key about neglect. It always starts small. A missed phone call, an unchecked task, a forgotten responsibility. At first, it's just a little thing, but then it compounds. Suddenly, it's not small anymore. And that's when it becomes overwhelming. Next, work with a sense of priority. Not all tasks are created equal. Some things are urgent, some things are important, and some things are distractions. Your job is to figure out which is which. The smallest errors in judgment can lead to the biggest setbacks. The smallest neglect can derail your progress. That's why it's so important to prioritize. Focus on the tasks that matter most, the ones that will make the biggest difference. Here's a phrase to remember. Catch it when it's just a little bit. A small error in judgment. Fix it. A little problem creeping in. Address it. The easy stuff to do is also easy not to do. But don't let the easy stuff pile up. If you catch it early, it's manageable. If you let it go, it becomes a mountain. Next, work with a sense of direction. Where are you going? What are your goals? What are you aiming for? Productivity without direction is like a ship without a rudder. You might be moving, but you're not going anywhere. Here's what's important. Have a plan. Know where you're headed. Set clear goals and then chart a course to reach them. Without direction, even the best efforts can feel empty. But with a sense of purpose, every action becomes meaningful. Next, work on your game. Your personal development is the key to everything. Your income, your opportunities, your future. I remember sitting in a little diner in Beverly Hills, sipping coffee and looking across the way at another diner on a hillside. I thought, I've come a long way from where I started. And what got me there? Personal development. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It was working on myself. Here's the truth. The only thing you can truly change is you. You don't need to fix the world. You don't need to change other people. You need to work on yourself. Make yourself valuable. Make yourself competent. Make yourself strong. Next, work with intensity. This is bring energy, passion, and spirit to your work. Don't just go through the motions. Pour yourself into what you're doing. Be so driven, so excited that you take the lead, make progress, and spark the changes that need to happen. Now, here's what's critical about intensity. Without it, even the best ideas, the sharpest philosophies, and the strongest talents will only produce average results. Without intensity, your efforts will be ordinary. But with intensity, even if you don't have all the talent, all the education, or the perfect plan, your energy and focus can bridge the gap. Intensity takes whatever you've got and turns it into something extraordinary. Next, work with a sense of urgency. Imagine you only had one day to get it all done. How much could you accomplish if you truly had to? You'd be amazed at what you're capable of when there's a ticking clock. Here's the key. Before you start, take a moment to understand the value of what you're pursuing. Think about the possibilities and the rewards. And once you're clear, start with urgency. Move with purpose. Work like time is precious. Because it is. Next, work with joy. Find a way to enjoy the process. Make it fun. Add excitement to what you're doing. Here's what's exciting. When you work with joy, the possibilities are endless. Think about this. What if you worked on yourself until your dreams became reality? What if you worked on yourself until you turned your life around? Until you became wealthy? Until you became the person you've always wanted to be? The kind of spouse, parent, business person, or partner you admire? What a concept. What a goal. And once you've reached it, imagine the contributions you can make to your community, your country, your enterprise. That's an exciting adventure to look forward to. Next, reap the fruits of your labor. Get ready to gather the fruits of your labor. Here's the law. You get paid in direct proportion to the value you bring to the marketplace. That's the secret. So here's the key. Focus on becoming valuable. Work on making a contribution that matters. Make yourself indispensable to your community, your enterprise, and the people around you. And here's the exciting part. The more valuable you become, the greater your rewards. Your income, your opportunities, and your influence will grow in direct proportion to the value you deliver. That's the formula. That's the game plan. Next, have something good to say. Whether it's in sales, management, relationships, family life, or community affairs, this principle holds true. People want to hear something valuable, something worth their time. Here's a good phrase to remember. You get good at making a speech after you've had a chance to make it. That's the process. Practice and refinement. The first time might not be perfect, but the next time you'll be better. And as you improve, the key is this. Always have something good to say when you get there. Here's another thought. The best answer to a difficult question is a good answer. That's it. Simple, right? If you've prepared a good answer, you're ready to handle the challenge. And once you've mastered this, you'll be in a position to go further, accomplish more, and make meaningful contributions. That's what this process is all about. Next, develop the skill of presentation. The skill of presentation. Knowing how to deliver a message effectively is one of the most valuable abilities you can develop. Now, I've made presentations all over the world. Some not so much, but here's the truth. The more you work on this skill, the more successful you'll become. Your sales will increase, your influence will grow, your authority will strengthen. And yes, your respect will multiply. The skill of presentation is worth every ounce of effort you invest in it. Next, work with excitement. Be passionate about what you're doing. When you bring energy and enthusiasm to your work, you not only perform better, you attract people to you. Excitement is magnetic, it draws people in. If you're excited about your mission, people will want to join you, support you, follow you, but if you're not excited, it's like trying to lead with a flashlight that has no batteries. There's no spark, no draw. So get excited about your work, get excited about life. Excitement makes all the difference. Next, master the skill of communication. This is the one ability that can create massive shifts in your life. I've taught communication skills all over the world, and here's what I've learned. Anyone can become a great communicator. It might not feel natural at first, but with practice, you can master it. And here's why communication is so important. It opens doors. It builds relationships. It amplifies your influence. It's one of the greatest skills you can ever develop. Next, become a great storyteller. Stories captivate people. They inspire. They teach. I remember one evening in Beverly Hills sitting at a table with about 6 people. One of them was Walt Disney. Now, Walt was one of the greatest storytellers of all time. He understood that a well-told story could move hearts and spark imaginations. Here's what's exciting. Storytelling is a skill you can learn. It's a skill you can develop. And once you do, you'll have the power to connect with people on a deeper level. Next, paint word pictures. Now, here's a powerful skill to master. Learn how to paint word pictures. Imagine this, you're speaking to an audience, and instead of simply telling them something, you're showing them with your words. That's what painting a word picture is all about. Here's why it's so valuable. One picture is worth 1,000 words. And when you paint with words, you create an image in someone's mind. That image tells a story. And once you tell a story, it drives home a point. This is a skill worth developing. Work on it, practice it. Learn how to take your ideas and turn them into vivid, memorable pictures. It will give your communication power, depth, and clarity. Next, use analogies. One of the best communicators I've ever listened to was Zig Ziglar. Now, Zig had a gift for analogies. He could take a complex idea and make it simple, relatable, and unforgettable. Here's the value of analogies. They connect the known to the unknown. They take something people already understand and use it to explain something new. That's a skill worth mastering. Remember, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Borrow from the best, like Zig Ziglar. Use analogies to illustrate your points and make them stick. Next, be a good conversationalist. Now, you don't need a college degree to master this skill. You just need to practice, pay attention, and value the art of conversation. Here's the exciting part. Being a good conversationalist doesn't require you to have all the answers or all the brilliance. It simply requires you to engage, listen, and connect. Conversation is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. It opens doors, builds relationships, and creates opportunities. So work on it. Make it a strength. Next, learn how to say things. It's not just about what you say. It's about how you say it. Your tone, your timing, your delivery, it all matters. You don't have to say things the way I do or the way anyone else does. But you do have to say them your way, your ideas, your philosophy, your values, your communication. Learn to articulate your thoughts clearly and effectively. Learn how to present your ideas in a way that resonates with others. This skill will elevate everything you do. Next, learn how to talk to people. Be able to strike up a conversation with anyone, anywhere, anytime. Here's why this is so valuable. Talking to people opens up your world. It creates opportunities you never imagined. It connects you to ideas, possibilities, and relationships that can change your life. Talking to people is a skill worth refining. It's not just about small talk, it's about meaningful connections. Work on it and watch your future unfold. Next, be willing to be vulnerable. Vulnerability doesn't mean weakness, it means openness. It means you're willing to grow, to learn, to listen. It means you're not afraid to admit you don't know everything. Here's what's exciting about vulnerability. It invites connection. It builds trust. It shows you're human, relatable, and genuine. And in communication, that's a powerful advantage. Be open to ideas. Be open to growth. Be open to feedback. Vulnerability isn't just a skill. It's a strength that unlocks a world of opportunity. Next, listen to others. Listen carefully, thoughtfully, and with intention. Don't be so busy trying to make your point that you miss the treasure someone else is offering. Here's what's exciting about listening. It opens doors. It opens up a whole new world of ideas, insights, and possibilities. It's like unlocking a chest filled with opportunities you didn't even know were there. When you truly listen to others, here's what happens. You gain wisdom, you discover fresh perspectives, you uncover opportunities, you build trust, you form connections. Listening isn't just a courtesy, it's a skill that creates value for you and for everyone you interact with. Next, work on your philosophy. Make sure your philosophy is working for you. It doesn't matter how elegant or popular it sounds. If it's not serving you, it's time for a change. Ask yourself this: does your philosophy make you more disciplined, more capable, more productive, more prosperous, more valuable to the marketplace, more valuable to your family, your community, and your future? If the answer is yes, then keep it. But if it's not working, here's what you need to do. Upgrade it. Let me share something I learned the hard way. I used to be casual. I thought being laid back was a good way to live. But here's the truth. Being casual is fine, but it's not strong enough to make you rich, healthy, or powerful. It's not strong enough to help you reach your full potential. Your philosophy is the foundation. Let it set the stage for the rest of your life. Build it strong, and it will guide you toward a better future. Now, here's a key idea. Have a healthy respect for the basics. The basics are the building blocks. They're what get you started. They're what help you move forward. Without the basics, you can't take that first step toward a new life, a new career, or a new vision for your future. Next, be willing to pay the price. Success, health, strong relationships, and a meaningful future all come with a price tag. And here's the truth. The price isn't negotiable. Want to learn how to read? There's a price. Want to master your trade? There's a price. Want to achieve your dreams? There's a price. But here's the good news. The price is always worth it. The discipline, the effort, the sacrifice. They all lead to rewards far greater than the cost. Next, be willing to take the risk. Now, let's be clear. This doesn't mean taking wild, unnecessary risk. You don't have to risk your health, your family, your fortune, or your future. But here's what's important. Risk is part of the journey. It's part of the process. It's not something to avoid. It's something to understand. Here's what's exciting about risk. It's calculated. It's measured. It's the willingness to step outside your comfort zone, to try something new, to take a chance on your ideas and your potential. Next, the power of change. Change is happening all the time. The world is shifting, the seasons are turning, the days are moving forward. But here's what's exciting. While change happens automatically, progress is something you get to control. And here's the good news. Progress doesn't take as long as you might think. In 90 days, you can change your life. You can lose the weight, improve your income, strengthen your relationships, or revolutionize your mindset. 90 days of focus, effort, and discipline can create a future you can't even imagine today. But here's the key. It all starts immediately. Progress begins the moment you decide to make a change. Next, start where you are. You don't have to change everything overnight. All you need to do is start changing something. Change one habit, one routine, one mindset, and you'll find that small changes lead to big transformations. Progress is about starting small, starting now, starting where you are, because once you start, momentum builds. And once momentum builds, you'll find that you're capable of changing everything. Next, develop personal power. Develop the power to make your dreams come true, to make your goals a reality, to turn your vision into results. Now, here's the key to personal power. It's not just what you do, but how you do it. The first step, do it with energy. Energy is essential. Without it, you won't make progress. Without it, you won't make a difference. Energy is the driving force behind personal power. Next, do it with style. Add some flair, some creativity, some charm. Style isn't just about appearance. It's about how you show up, how you carry yourself, and how you engage with the world. Develop resourcefulness, character, and appeal. That's the kind of style that leaves a mark. And here's another. Do it with intensity. Intensity makes up for lost time, missed chances, and lack of opportunity. It's the fuel that can drive you through challenges and setbacks. Finally, do it with eagerness. Approach your work, your goals, and your life with excitement. Eagerness is contagious. It draws people in, creates enthusiasm, and keeps the momentum going. Next, sort out the differences. Sometimes the smallest difference can make the biggest impact. Whether in relationships, business, or life, here's the key. Resolve it. Don't let differences pile up. Settle them, fix them, and move on. And remember, it's not what happens. It's what you do about it. It's the set of the sail, not the blowing of the wind, that determines your direction. Lastly, get excited about your future. Get excited about your life, your possibilities, your contributions, and your growth. Get excited about who you are and where you're headed. Excitement is the spark that lights the fire of achievement. So embrace the process. Develop the power, the energy, and the style. Gather the rewards, take up the slack, resolve the differences, and give it all you've got. That's the formula for a life well lived.